Moving on. All right. So if a way can be found to be continually ahead of competition, then the venture will, in most probability, return higher returns to its owners. This is a very important point, actually. In fact, mm, when someone is ahead of competition, it means that it has that advantage, unfair advantage, wherein if it wants to increase the price also of a product to make that company more profitable, it can do that. This unfair advantage can be in terms of maybe the company is, let's say, has got a royalty for a very unique product. Very recently, we saw Corona. Now, the vaccines which were manufactured, those companies had a very unfair advantage because they had the secret sauce to manufacture that vaccine. And given the nature of calamity which Corona was, everyone would have paid a premium for that. All thanks to the government, it was available to us at reasonable, affordable prices. However, that company could have had this opportunity to increase the prices. These unfair advantages to a company need not be restricted to only some secret sauce for manufacturing. Let's say, for example, Coca-Cola. It has got a secret sauce of manufacturing McDonald's. It has got a secret sauce of manufacturing those burgers, which it never shares with anyone. Right. However, apart from this secret sources of manufacturing, some companies could have other kind of unfair advantages. For example, let's pick some company, Reliance, wherein it has got this unfair advantage of reaching to many households by means of maybe retail. So Reliance Retail is actually present in almost every tier 1 and tier 2 city, which means that tomorrow, if you have a new textile product to launch, a textile company may consider Reliance. Why? Because Reliance will say that, hey, you know what? I mean, you have a solid product in textile, which is very unique, very fantastic. It has got good amount of advantages, benefits, which it can offer to its customers. Now, you would certainly want it to be scaled. The textile company will say yes. Reliance will say, we have this unfair advantage. There are other companies also who have only got their stores in select tier 1 cities, not all tier 1, select tier 1 cities. While at Reliance, we have this unfair advantage. We can make you reach the remote pockets in tier 2 cities also. So you will have a wider audience which can look at your product, evaluate your product, and best case will use your product. So this kind of having logistics advantage is again very unfair advantage. I'll give you another example. We look at this electric wheeler. All these electric wheeler, all these electric vehicles, they need charging stations. Now, electric vehicles could be purchased by anyone. Either it could be in Mumbai or in a very remote pocket in Haryana. At both the places, if someone is purchasing electric vehicle, the charging facility has to be there. Now, let's speak about the petroleum companies. All these petroleum companies like IOCL, BPCL, HPCL, they have petrol bunks across India. Across India, you go from Ladakh to Leh to Kanyakumari, and from Mundra in Gujarat to Itanagar in the Arunachal Pradesh. They have got these petrol bunks everywhere. widely spread, accessible to almost every Indian. So tomorrow, an electric vehicle charging company wants to set up a pan-India base, then it needn't go and acquire real estate. It needn't go and acquire real estate across all the cities, villages in India. No, it just needs to have a tie-up with these three companies, IOCL, HPCL, and BPCL, and we'll say that, hey, boss, you have got this unfair advantage of reachability. You lease me a space of 50 square feet in your premises, existing petrol bunks. I will set up my charging station there and I'll pay you a certain number for this. Once the IOCL likes the proposal, it sees the value, it goes ahead and leases out. So this is the advantage. And now IOCL and HPCL, all these companies know that, hey, I can charge a premium to this guy. Why? Because this guy cannot go and keep going on purchasing real estate in all the pockets of India. First of all, they don't have this much money, may not have this much money. And second of all, there is so much of hassle in purchasing land, and you have to go across so many government papers and all that. Who is going to do that if someone has to scale up? So let me charge a premium, and let's say, I mean, this guy has the electric vehicle charging company has no other way out. Let's face it, right? so, so this kind of unfair advantages are created over a period of time and by virtue of skills. Any questions here? Okay, that. It's more only right, Likita. Yes, Likita, please ask. Okay, it's a long back. No questions. All right, getting clear cut idea. All right, glad. All right. Okay. Okay. Lovely. Moving on. Naturally, if you are succeeding in developing a competitive advantage, you are sure to stay in a sustainable business. Let's take one more point over here. Let's discuss one more point over here. Imagine worse come worse, petrol vehicles are banned, let's say, or worse come worse, the petrol and diesel supply is closed, is finished, yeah, in India. What happens to these IOCL and HPCL companies? As you are the marketing guys over there, what happens to them? Shall they cut off their entire supply over there, or what else can be done? Let's brainstorm a bit over here, because as marketing guys, we will be working on marketing assignments in the coming weeks. So let's have that mindset. I am opening the floor for question, for brainstorming, and would like to hear from a few of you who would like to volunteer. The scenario is this: for some reason, all the all the petroleum companies like IOCL, HPCL, BPCL, they have nothing to sell related to oil and petroleum products for some reason. And just that that most of these companies, they don't have a real estate. They have people who are working in that city who would be working in a franchise model with that IOCL, HPCL. There are different models like Coco and all. What happens now? As a marketing guy, what best can you do for suggest to your company? Or as a marketing consultant, what can you suggest to these companies? Anyone can volunteer. Yes, please, Rishabh.
Sir, I would suggest we can sell our stock in other country where it is not banned. And the second thing, I think we have to hold some time.
Okay. Uh, the scenario is that there is no stock to sell. There is no petrol to sell for some reason.
Okay, we don't have any stock means.
We don't have stock to sell. So what do you recommend to IOCL and BPCL? What do they do with their logistics, with their assets? And assets would be in this case, in few cities, they would have land. In few cities, they would have their company partners who are individual businesses who have partnered with IOCL to sell oil, and they had paid IOCL a good amount of money to get that franchise from IOCL. And now IOCL has nothing to sell.
Sir, I would suggest them keep.
Sir, we ran out of the petroleum products, sir. We don't have market to sell the petrol, sir. I
Either
don't.
either ways, let's say, okay, I will say we have no petrol vehicles at all. Even though IOCL has petrol, there is no petrol vehicle at all in India. There's no
So,
generators. Everything is electric vehicle operated.
sir, maybe we can use for the heating any elements like that, boilers or like that. I can use
Mhm.
if if
Okay.
if if I have petrol or petroleum products. I will use that petrol into heating up some other products or maybe by channel. I will buy channel. Buy channelize that petroleum products.
That is one way to think. Okay. Mhm.
Sir,
Yeah.
I will find substitution, like we don't have to use any kind of petrol or diesel, so we can use our stock to use like somewhere else where is use where we can uh, consume or we can sell our stock.
That is another good way to think about it. Yes, definitely. For long term, we can think of setting up a different kind of customer we can try to figure out. It does involve laying down pipelines and other stuff, which is a huge cost. But if there is like 50-year visibility, yes, this kind of investment can be done, Rishabh. Any other thoughts?
And sir, as you earlier you have said, we can use our resources to give someone else, like we have land. You have earlier mentioned we have land, so we can give other uh, we can give others, so they can pay us to rent or good amount of money.
Yes, this is one quick idea which comes to the mind, that if, because we have the real estate over there, and we can certainly, and we are, if we look at it, IOCL is in the energy business kind of, right? Because petrols are used to generate energy to move the vehicle. So we can partner with any energy related company which can set up a small shop over there, right? So it could be electric vehicle companies, charging companies, which can set up a shop over there, right?
Yes,
So
sir.
this way, the
And
employment of the people is also not lost who are already working there in the petrol bunk. They have still something to sell, but now they are selling the electric vehicle charging instead of the regular petrol thing, right? Uh, any other
and sir,
thoughts? Yeah.
Sir, we can change our petrol pumps into electrical pumps.
Okay. Okay. That would require some technical investment into building that. Yes, can be, can be thought of.
And sir, we can sell our, as I earlier said. we can sell our stocks nearly near means our border countries. If we have to look, there is not diesel and petrol not banned, so we can try to find a way so we can sell our stock at their places. So we can find. Yes, sir.
And I'll tell something which can, which is coming to my mind also. It's a good platform to share. Everyone is sharing their thoughts. So what we have seen, which other businesses are growing? The other businesses which are growing are data centers, the warehouses for the Amazons and the Flipkarts. These companies now, they will see that IOCL is at loss of business. They have got a land. Why don't we partner over there and we start setting up our warehouses or data centers over there, right? And this time, IOCL position is weak, and we all know who will gain advantage. Yeah. So, yes, while marketing opens helps to open up our mind to new ideas, it also does create opportunities for collaboration and growth once we think creatively. Yeah. All right. Moving on.
Sir,
Yes,
okay.
Sharon, over to you. Yeah, please carry on. Please tell.
I have one more idea. If we ran out of the petrol, but we don't have to destroy anything, but we can do one more thing, sir. Um, I can probably convert that petrol sumps. Anyhow, the petrol bunk have sumps under the ground.
Yes, they have a
I can,
sump under the ground. Yes.
yes, sir. I can use that pumps into the wastewater management so that the most modification we don't have to do. But
Awesome.
anyhow, water management is need for the city or any area.
Yes, I think their sumps are 20,000 liter tanks are coming to fulfill their to fill their sumps. So yes, at least 20,000 liter is there. So this can be used as some kind of a water storage for emergency kind of thing, or harvesting, rainwater harvesting, something around those lines. I
Yes, sir.
really appreciate your thinking, Sharon. Good. So
Yes, sir. By this, we don't have to invest some more money if we don't have money regarding technical terms or any term.
yes, and water is something which is needed everywhere. So I don't
Yes,
think
sir.
IOCL will be at loss if they have good marketing people like you, Charan. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Let's move on. Thank you very much, everyone, for your contribution. Uh, there's very pinpointed quote by Jack Welch. There are multiple books he has written, and extremely great guy. He says that if you don't have a competitive advantage, don't compete. Don't come even in the arena to compete. So we need to have a competitive advantage if we want to be in the business for long. And this is your takeaway whenever you intend to join a particular company. Try to figure out if the business has got a competence and is the competence sustainable. All right. We have stressed a lot on this, and I have given an aspect of looking at it from the entrepreneurial perspective as well. When someone starts to work in a startup, the focus has to be there entirely on the product line on which we intend to build with unfair advantage and sustainability keyed in already in the project plan. Patents, as we were discussing, like the vaccine patents, the royalties for some technologies, these are unfair advantages which people could have. For example, Google would have a patent on its search engine, uh, which is really an unfair advantage. The same has been kind of now is slightly being pulled away by ChatGPT. But let's see how the entire thing unfolds. But yes, ChatGPT has its own unfair advantage of being the very strong, very popular LLM. Yeah. All right. So this brings to the end of this particular presentation where I had discussed about this concept of marketing. And I hope now that you have some idea on what marketing is about. Now it's 9. I think we can continue tomorrow. Yeah. So we'll join again at the same time. Anyone has any questions for today? Right. So if there are no questions, I won't like to. All right. Okay, Likita. All right, Manshri. Thanks, Rishabh. Okay. No questions. So in that case, I would like to call it wraps and see you guys tomorrow. Have a very good night. Bye-bye. Bye. Yeah, yes, please tell me, Charan. Yeah, you may ask Charan.
Sir, I don't have questions in the today's session, but I want some career guidance, sir.
You want some career guidance, all
Career,
right?
sir, just now we talked about the marketing research.
Let me switch off the
Sir,
recording. Just a second, please.